Fingers off that mouse. Just keep it locked on Reggae Vibes. ReggaeVibesRadio.com. You are now listening to the best music on the web. You are listening to The Wayne Hall Show, where information meets music, meets music, meets music, meets music.
That's right. It's the platform where information meets music. And we've just had some great music. As a matter of fact, those selections were some real cool selections that I love myself. Hope you enjoyed them. And now we're going to get into the meat of the matter in terms of information on the platform by welcoming the co-founder and president of the Integrity Children's Fund, Mr. Karl Chambers. Good evening and welcome, sir.
Good evening, Wayne, and good evening to your audience. It's a pleasure to share this occasion and this talk with you.
Yes, it's indeed a pleasure to have you here, sir. And, so much happens in our community that, it's almost like we have this limited span. But thanks to social media, we're broadening those horizons. And the Integrity Children's Fund is one of those unsung, I will use the word unsung, organization that is just doing some awesome, powerful stuff in the community. So it's my pleasure to have you, and I'd like for you to start by just sharing with us a little bit about the the Integrity Children's Fund.
Well, thank you so much for your kind words. So Integrity Children's Fund was started about 17 years ago by a group of Jamaicans living in Atlanta. When we heard of the story of a woman named Lorna Stanley, who had moved from West Palm Beach back to Jamaica and wanted to help the community of Trenchtown. And so this was back in the early 90s. And what she did, she started an aftercare program for students in the Trenchtown community.
Right.
Which eventually became a school, a remedial school for illiterate teenagers.
Okay.
And so that school celebrated, I think, 30 years recently. And so they have been a beacon of hope in the Trenchtown community, taking in children aged 10, 11, 12, 13 who were functionally illiterate. Kids at that age who can't read, could only, in some instances, could barely read three-letter words.
Wow.
And so she took those kids in, started teaching them, rehabilitating them, teaching them to read and to write.
Yes.
And then eventually getting them to do their grade 9 achievement test and going on to regular high school. So about 17 years ago, we heard about her and her story and what she was doing.
Yeah.
And we discovered that she lacked funding.
Okay.
It was a private school. She didn't have funding. And so the group of us from Atlanta decided that we would fund her. So in order to fund her work, we had to become incorporated. We had to become a 501c3, and we went through all of that legal process and started raising funds. And so we have been very focused over the years to raise funds to support her, as well as some additional schools, because we have grown. We have grown over the years.
Right. So yes.
So go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, so I like to tell people, our mission is to eliminate teenage illiteracy in Jamaica.
Yeah.
And that's how, I call those children the forgotten children of Jamaica. And, when I explain to people that there is such a problem with teenage illiteracy, some folks don't believe it. But the truth is, in the poorer communities, in the inner cities especially, there are a number of children who, for various reasons, will start primary school, but they don't finish primary school. They drop out of primary school primarily because of poverty, and also because of the dysfunctional family units that seem to exist on a large scale in those communities.
Yes.
And so these kids, they have to go and hustle, and they leave school. And so they get to 10, 11, 12, and they can't read. and they cannot write. So it becomes an issue. And so I call them the forgotten children of Jamaica. And, over the years, we have educated over 5,500 children, and which we have found to be very rewarding for those of us who participate and contribute to this effort.
Yeah. This is deep. This is deep and well needed. So hats off to you and your team for doing what you do year in and year out. Again, like you said, you had to position yourselves to be able to do the funding, and obviously the money doesn't grow on trees, so we rely on a variety of avenues to obtain the funds that you in turn use for these very noble projects. So please share with us some of the ways the Integrity Children's Fund goes about its mission in terms of acquiring the funding, and just how folks listening can help.
So we raise funds mostly in North America. And I like to tell people that we do three things. We raise funds, we provide these funds as donations to the schools that we support.
Yeah.
And currently we support 4 schools, 2 in Trenchtown, 1 in Waterhouse community, west of Lower St. Andrew, and then we support 1 in Trelawney. And so we raise funds. Secondly, we give the funds to the schools. And then thirdly, we account for the schools. So each year, we send a team from our board, to include our treasurer, to the schools in Jamaica to audit them.
Wow.
Because the schools sign an agreement with us to ensure that the funds that we provide them is used only for the purpose for which it is given. And I would say 90% of the funds that we give to the schools, it goes to paying the teachers' salary. And so each year we go to the schools and we audit their books to ensure that the funds indeed is spent towards paying teachers' salary. And so we provide that level of accountability. And of course, with our name of integrity.
Yes.
Integrity is our name, but it's also our nature. So and each year, we when we have our annual Christmas concert,
right,
we provide a financial statement. So our donors are able to see those statements and see how we account for the funds. So back to your original question in terms of how do we raise funds?
Right.
So we do events, and there are 2 events that are have been permanent on the Atlanta calendar for many years. One is our annual Christmas concert, which is a concert for the family. It's a lot of laughter, drama. There's a lot of music.
Yeah.
And oftentimes we will bring up well-known Jamaican musicians to Atlanta to perform. And this year, that event is going to be held on the 15th of December at the Atlanta History Center, and that's in Buckhead. And we have Joan Myers and Jim Myers, who are coming from Jamaica to perform at that event. That event is produced by Integrity Children's Fund. Dr. Chris Parker, he's a stand-up comedian and an actor. Very funny guy. But he has been producing that Christmas concert now for the last 17 years. And
wow.
We have seen it grow over the years, and we have seen certainly a lot of regular faces who come back every year for that. I call it Jamaica's pantomime in Atlanta.
Well, awesome. I'm loving it. I'm looking at the flyer as you speak, Mr. Chambers, and I'm seeing Chris Sarge Parker and friends, and he's got his beret, and he's looking like he's ready for another year of, as you say, the pantomime act,
Yes, it is. And you really get a good bellyful.
Wow.
It's a funny event, there's a lot of laughter. And it starts at 5 p.m., Sunday the 15th.
Okay.
Tickets are $42 for adults and 10 for children 12 and under. And tickets can be purchased at our website, integritychildrensfund.net. Or they could call 800-304-2862. That's 800-304-2862. Or go to integritychildrensfund.net to purchase the tickets. Or, in fact, if you Google concerts in Atlanta, it will also come up and you'll be able to purchase the tickets from an organization called freshtickets.com.
Well, awesome. Now, tell us, Mr. Chambers, if someone is out of town and listening and they really like what you do, and they want to support what you're doing, how can we do that? How can they do that?
And it's quite simple. They can go to our website, integritychildrensfund.net, Integrity Children's Fund, children with an S, .net, or go to our Facebook page, Integrity Children's Fund, and click on the option to donate. So either through our Facebook site or through our website, there's an option to donate, and they can make a donation using a credit card.
Okay.
And it's a secure way of donating, and the fund will come directly to us.
Good.
So that's the easiest way to donate.
Okay.
It's simple, it's straightforward, and we have donors who make recurring donations. Every month they'll set up a standing recurring donation, and so it comes to our account every month. And as I like to say to folks, we'll accept any amount, because the US dollar goes a long way in Jamaica, and so it's every US dollar that we get, you can rest assured. We provide 92% of that to the schools in Jamaica. We have very little overheads, so because none of our folks who work with us are salaried. Nobody gets a salary or pay. We're all volunteers. So our expenses are kept very low, and the expenses are really just to, the legal expenses to operate the organization. So we ensure that we are good stewards of the funds that people donate to us.
Very good, very good. Ladies and gentlemen, this is president and co-founder of the Integrity Children's Fund, Mr. Karl Chambers, outlining how they go about their mission to help school students back home in Jamaica, and also the operation in terms of acquiring these funds. And I have to comment that it's great to hear that an organization such as yours goes back and they don't just send off money to Jamaica, ladies and gentlemen. They go back and audit and to make sure your contribution, your hard-earned money that you contribute to the Integrity Children's Fund is used wisely and for the purpose you gave it. And so that kudos to you for doing that. And it's also in their statement, their financial end-of-year statement that is available to you on their site. So great stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, please visit their website. Please check out what they're doing. And I want to remind you, the event we're talking about that's coming up is the Christmas concert, which is Sunday, December 15th. Chris Sarge Parker. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I happen to MC some events in Atlanta. And, when I show up and I'm not the MC, nothing gives me more pleasure than to see Mr. Chris Parker as the MC. And I'm assuring you right now, you don't need any acts with Chris Parker as MC. He could be the show. And so to have Chris Parker doing this for 17 years, that's so remarkable. And to know that the Myers, Jem and Joan, I don't know if they're related. Do you know, Mr. Chambers?
No, I'm told they're not related.
Okay.
But they do perform together.
So Jem Myers and Joan Myers out of Jamaica, ladies and gentlemen, performing on Sunday, December 15th for the Integrity Children's Fund event. And this takes place at the Atlanta History Center. That's the Atlanta History Center at 130 West Paces Ferry Road in the Northwest Atlanta. Ladies and gentlemen, $42 for the adult tickets, $10 for children under 12. Mr. Chambers, please, if there's anything else you'd like to add, feel free to do so.
Well, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity to share with your audience, and certainly want to encourage your audience, those who live in Atlanta, to come out on the 15th, bring out the entire family, and enjoy a nice Christmas concert, wholesome concert, enjoy a nice evening of laughter, and have fun. And for those who can't make it but would like to donate, please visit us at integritychildrensfund.net or on our Facebook page, Integrity Children's Fund, and find out about the organization and feel free to donate to us. We certainly would welcome any and all donations. And thank you so much, Wayne, for having me on your show tonight.
Oh, you're most welcome. It is my pleasure. I'm sitting and listening to you just outline what you're doing, and I'm thinking, wow, what better stuff to share with an audience. So thank you for all you do, Mr. Chambers, you and your wonderful organization. All the best leading up to Chris Sarge, Parker, and friends. And we'll be continuing to let the audience know about it until we get to the event by way of our Caribbean Infotainment Report with Janice O'Shea every week at 9. So thanks again, Mr. Chambers, and you have a wonderful rest of your evening.
Thank you so much.